Rosie, we all love a sausage roll. It's one of those iconic Australian things that we love to eat, but it's the filling that's going to be quite different. And I've got my Maggi mix here, and we'll start with adding some chicken. I've got a chicken breast in there, and I've diced it up. It just whirls around a lot quicker. I've also got some prawns.
So you want to use really high-quality ingredients?
Exactly, and that's why I put the prawn and chicken together. Prawns are really expensive and great flavour, and chicken is really cheap. And it really takes on the flavour of the prawns. Now, Rosie, I've got some garlic here, some lime and some ginger. If you can microplane them and pop them straight into the bowl there. And I'll add some fish sauce. Fish sauce is quite pungent. About a teaspoon is all you need. And that's a great Thai ingredient. You can't make Thai food without fish sauce because it is lovely. Now, some sesame oil is important as well. And I'll put a few drops of that in there, about half a teaspoon.
Gone for all the potent ones, haven't you? You really don't need much of either of these.
Well, I wanted to pack a punch. I want you to have a taste of this and really know what you're eating. Now, I'm also going to use some green curry paste, some Thai green curry paste. Normally, you would use a curry paste in a curry, but I'm just going to show you, you can use it in so many different ways. I'll put about a tablespoon of curry paste into here. And you know what, Rosie? I'll put a little bit more.
Why not?
2 tablespoons in there, and that'll give it a real Thai green curry taste. Now, you've got the ginger going in there, and I'll just chop this coriander. And these are garlic chives. You can use regular chives or spring onions, but if you do manage to find garlic chives, they have a beautiful smell.
Well worth using.
Exactly, and cheap to buy. So if you want to grab those herbs, pop them in there, and you can squeeze a little bit of lime juice in there, Rosie. Now, to bind it all together, I like to put an egg, so I just crack it on the board there, and with one hand, I'll crack it on top of your lime juice. Now, we need to heat it up because Thai food is notoriously hot. They love their spice, so I've got 2 types of chilli here, Rosie, green and red chilli. Now, to sweeten it up, because we need salty and spicy as well, and a little bit of sweetness, I'm using a tablespoon of coconut sugar. Now, Rosie, can you put some salt in there as well?
Yes,
and some pepper? Because we need it to taste nice. And here's another thing that you wouldn't normally associate with Thai food. I've got some cream. What I'm doing in the Maggi mix is making a mousse. So to lighten it up and make it even creamier, I'll add about a tablespoon of cream in there, and that will help to hold it all together and make it nice and smooth. Now, Rosie, whack the lid on top of there and then turn it on, and what we do is let it whiz around till we get a nice, fine, fluffy mousse, and then we'll put it in a piping bag and pipe it out. But get that going, Rosie.
Ooh, look at that. Love it.
Smells great.
It smells really good.
Yeah, grab this thing here. One of these spatulas is a really important implement in the kitchen.
You must have.
Make sure you get everything out of it. Now, I'll just spoon that around. And, Rosie, I'm going to hold this bag open. This is a piping bag. You can buy them in most supermarkets, or you can use a Ziploc bag if you don't have one of these. But I'll just open it up. A little trick when you're using a piping bag is fold down the sleeve or the cuff of it so it's nice and clean on the top. And we'll get it all in here. There we go.
Last little bit.
Last little bit.
There we go.
Give it a shake like that and then grab the top of it. Now, that's not going to come out, Rosie, is it?
No, it's
I
not.
want you to cut it about there. And
about there?
Yeah, the trick of it is to cut it about the thickness that you want the sausage rolls. Now, Rosie, we're going to use some pastry. I've got some puff pastry here. But here's a little tip that I like to do. I find with bought puff pastry, it's a little bit thin, so I like to put a bit of egg wash on it and then double it up. And that way you get double the thickness and it puffs up beautifully.
Really puffy.
Now, you can grab it like this and then pop this side on here, square it up nice and evenly, push it down, and then, as I said before, really important, make sure you take that plastic off. You'll find if you do leave the plastic on, it's very, very chewy. And then with the mixture here, you just pipe it along here. And I'm just going to try and keep it as thin as I can by dragging it across there like that. And then off there, and I'll put another one across here like that, and then
I could watch that all day.
You could, couldn't you? It's lovely.
I went to a trance-like state then.
And I'll cut that across there to make sure I get through that plastic, and easy as that. And then a little bit of egg wash on this side here, and I'll be able to drag it across and fold it over. And that egg wash will help to stick. Roll it over like that and just peel off that plastic because you don't want that getting stuck in there. And then just fold it all the way over.
Easy.
Easy peasy. That's
Love
it. Roll it off there.
I'll say that.
And then with this last little bit, Rosie, all we do is brush it with some egg wash on the top here. And then I've got some sesame seed over here. Sprinkle some of that on.
Lovely stuff.
And then once you've got it at this stage here, we've got some baking paper. peel this off here. Off it comes, and onto the tray. And then you can decide how big you want your sausage roll. If you want it really big, you can leave it like that, or you can cut it in half.
Yeah, that size, I think that's the one.
Okay, Rosie, I'll pop these onto the tray here like this. Now, Rosie, these will bake in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. They'll take 15 to 20 minutes. They'll puff up, be nice and golden brown. We'll roll these up, get them into the oven, and then we'll get cracking. Rosie, they're ready to go.
They look beautiful.
They do, don't they?
It's unreal.
And I'll just plate it up there with some Kewpie mayonnaise and some sriracha chili. It's almost like an Asian-style dead horse or tomato sauce, as we like to say. And we need to fluff it up with some lovely greens on there to make it look nice and pretty.
I'm all about the micro herbs.
What do you think of that?
Love it. That's gorgeous.
Looks like a great one.
Looks like you got it from a bakery. They've slaved over it all morning.
It does. I'm not even going to touch that plate. It looks so good. So I'm going to cut this one in half so you can see pastry around the outside, the cooked mousse and the Thai-style mousse on the inside. Dip it in the sauce like that.
It's so different. It's such a unique little dish there. Unique recipe.
That tastes great. Lots of prawn in there, lots of flavour. It is nice and hot and spicy. What a great sausage roll.
Spicy little sausage roll. Well done, you.
The rest for me.